Yes, our next guest is a groundbreaking South African guitarist by the name of Derek Gripper, who's played on some of the world's largest and I think most famous stages. He's an award-winning South African performer, composer and arranger who's most well known for evoking the West African instrument called the kora through his guitar. But let's get a little sneak peek. Take a look.
Back when I still owned a suit jacket.
Wow. He said he sold his suit jacket. He didn't need one for this morning. It's family day on Expresso. Let's give the man, Derek Gripper, a massive round of applause and a warm welcome.
Thank you.
This is like the most chilled out day that the show has ever had. So that was as much as we could muster, okay?
Okay, that's good.
Because we are so happy to have you here. Before we get into what sounds like an incredible musical journey, I have to ask this of every artist that crosses our doors. How are you, my friend?
How am I?
How are you, dude? How have these last 2 crazy years
last 2
you, my friend?
You know, I've had a very good time. I've been really lucky. I started a little group online. It's kind of like a guitar ashram for people all over the world. So there's a few hundred people around the world who are into this style of music, and we've been playing together on a daily basis in, you know, multiple time zones, because they're in America and China, Australia, everywhere. And that's what I've been keeping myself busy with. So it's been an opportunity to really like hone in on the music, you know, not to go and play a concert for an hour with everything, but to spend an hour doing just one little part.
Just be pure about that, and also connect to a global village. And I've felt that. I think the world has gotten a lot smaller, and we love that. You talk about this style of music, and this is what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Tumani Diabate.
Nicely
the
done.
Inspiration, is that all right?
That's
I
good.
hope so. So obviously you do have a classical kind of training and a background, the Western influence. What drew you to his music specifically? What was it? Because this seems to have evolved into something far beyond even a career. This feels like a calling. This feels like you're doing something beyond just creating music. Why were you inspired by this performer so much?
I don't really know, but I think, you know, in '96, I think it was, Salif Keita came to South Africa. That was the first concert I saw of a non-South African musician. So maybe that was a thing.
What a great way to
what a great way to open the doors.
Into that space, yeah.
But I think, you know, I woke up and I was like, oh, I can play this guitar. You know, you learn it, you try to learn the instrument, but then you look at the repertoire, the things that the guitar plays, the classical guitar. It's Spanish music, you know, it's classical music, which I didn't feel it was what I was listening to. So at some point I had to look and say, well, what am I actually listening to? And that happened, and then also I heard a recording by your man Tumani Diabate, which it was a nylon string instrument like a guitar, but it's a harp. But it had everything of that I had learned in the conservatory, you know, the classical kind of interweaving of parts, the complexity, but it also had improvisation, it also had the trance, the repetition. So I heard this and I was like, you know, why did I choose to play the guitar? Yeah.
So what you've been doing is you've been basically playing a different instrument through the guitar. Okay, so
exactly.
How does this all come together? And this is where the mastery of your instrument really does come to bear. Can you show me how you take what would traditionally be done on a kora, which has 21 strings, and let it flow through those 6 strings? How does that work?
So how it works is, you know, the kora, you don't shorten the string. So you've got 21 strings that are there, you know. We have to make those notes by, you know, by shortening. So that's how
you're
the
creating
21
additional strings by shortening
Exactly.
them. Okay.
So the guitar is a harp, a 6-string harp that you shorten strings with, you know. So what Tumani did was, he's a griot. Griots are the, you know, they're an 800-year tradition of storytellers, matchmakers, you know, everything, and musicians. They don't have to be musicians, though. A griot isn't necessarily a musician, but
comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory. So they would use music as a way to tell a story, you know? So as I'm talking to you and telling you about the griots, I'd also be, you know, know, playing this thing which is called the kumbengo. So the classes I do are called kumbengo classes. We learn these kumbengos and how to vary them, you know? And then once you get bored of hearing my voice, then I can
rock a little ad-lib there.
And I go back and I carry on telling, you know, my story. So that's the main thing. But what Tumani did, which was very unique, is he could incorporate the story, which would be the singing, into the instrument. So he makes the instrument sing. So he has the bass, you know, which is would be like maybe your one instrument, and then he has the rhythm guitar. Oh my. You know, and then you have the whole song that happens on top.
Oh my word, I have a feeling we are going to be transported to another place today, my friend. I cannot wait to continue this chat, and most importantly, I cannot wait to see you perform. Thank you so much for joining us so bright and early on this family day.
It is bright and early.
Me familiar, now you've become part of this family, so you can add this to the rest of your dynamic and wonderful network that you're building around you. We are all united in our love of music, and you're going to get to experience some of it like you never have before, right now in your living room. Don't move a muscle.